It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
You want to get fired up real quick?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, this one's going to get fired up. I'm going to start this one because I'm already fired
Okay.
up because I read it. This is from Brand Austin, and he or she said, I took a 401k loan to pay for a 5% down payment on a house. I'm debt-free minus the new mortgage and a car loan, low interest rate of 3.69%. At 33, should I invest or pay off one of these debts? Now, I want to make you aware of something that you may not know. So for those of you that aren't aware, a lot of times 401ks have provisions where you can borrow money from your 401k. You can actually be your own bank and take out a 401k loan. These loans are not these loans are not similar in nature, a 401k loan versus a mortgage versus an auto loan. And here's why. Most people inaccurately say, oh, well, if I take a 401k loan out, I get to pay myself interest, and it's like, what, 4%, 5%? So I'm just making 4 to 5%. I'm just making that money. Absolutely not. That is not the way that it works. Two things happen when you take out a 401k loan. One of them is pretty bad. The other one is egregiously bad. Here's the
Horrible.
Here's the pretty bad one. When you pay back a loan, it is amortizing. That means that a portion of the loan repayment is principal and a portion is interest. So if you actually run through the repayment schedule and calculate the true interest that you received back, a lot of the payments that you made was not just interest flowing to you, it was paying back some of the principal. So the actual interest that you accrued was minimal. It was not the 4 to 5% that you were under the impression. That's the kind of not good part of it. Here's, in my opinion, the egregious part of it. When you take a 401k loan, you are taking soldiers off of the battlefield. You are taking your army of dollar bills and you are shrinking the battalion. You are saying, I'm taking those out of the force to go out there and begin compounding. Well, for you, Brand, at 33 years old, man, one of the beautiful things you have on your side is time to let your army of dollar bills compound and compound and compound and compound. So I'll let you speak to the mortgage and to the auto piece. In my opinion, I don't like the thought of that 401k loan sitting out there. I would get that gone because those are soldiers in your army of dollar bill that are on the sidelines that should not be on the sidelines.
Well, and I think because I'll kind of tie in a little bit. I get nervous about 401k loans in another way is that if you have the unintended life event that you either want to go to another job or you get laid off, guess what, guys? If any outstanding loan is sitting out there, if you can't pay it without a pocket money right there at the day of termination or day that you resign, you will have a
big taxable
distribution
event, yeah.
that will be an early distribution. If you're under 59 and a half, they'll be not only subject to income taxes, but an early withdrawal penalty.
That's right.
These things can be very dangerous. And I echo what Bo was talking about because compounding interest, wealth creation is so simple if you just give yourself enough time and let the investments build. And, and as Ramsey Solution has done in their research, they've shown that the typical millionaire, the lion's share of millionaires around 57 years of age, reach millionaire status primarily through their employer retirement plan. So it kind of when you're taking money away, especially in your early 30s, from that, you're really taking away from that long-term growth. Now that we've picked on this individual enough, I'll answer the question on the fact that I actually want this loan to be paid back very quickly because we now, this is the false sense of security that debt gives you, because that's what a 401k loan is, a form of debt as well. And the fact that we think, hey, we can go bridge. I want something today that I should have probably waited for, use that deferred gratification. I want it today, so I'm going to use debt as my bridge to go ahead and accelerate this. And it'll be okay because I'm going to catch this up plus what I should have saved or what it could have grown into. I'll catch it up in the future.
Sure.
But that's not what happens typically. So I want to encourage you, get rid of this debt because you're not truly debt-free, as you said, except for the house and the car. That 401k loan is probably more detrimental than you recognize. So let's get that extinguished and then just promise you won't go touch that money, because I get my heart gets broken when I find out somebody took a 401k, loan for a down payment on their F-150 or to put a swimming pool in the backyard. Those type of things break my heart. And even though buying a house can be a very valuable endeavor, and especially with what we have going on in the economy and the inflationary pressure, more than likely it's going to turn out to be a great purchase for you. But I still feel a little uncomfortable with the order of operations weren't respected with that purchase.
Yeah, and I'd say on the auto loan, it's you said 3.7%. That's not crazy low, but if you're following our rule of thumb, if you're subscribing to 23/8, meaning you're paying it off inside of 3 years, the payment's no more than 8% of your gross income, and your monthly investing amount is greater than the car payment, okay, you can have the car payment. It may not be ideal, but we're not going to tell you to get crazy about going to knock that out. And then on the mortgage, assuming you have a low interest mortgage, at 33 years old, my money would go into building the army of dollar bills because time is going to be way more valuable than satisfying that little bit of mortgage interest that you have.
No doubt.